closers, there's one thing a lot of salespeople forget to do is that's to tap into the emotions, into the feeling of the customer. What really drives them is their feelings. Fear kicks in, they back out, they get excited, they want to purchase something that maybe they shouldn't even purchase. But somewhere in the middle, that's a managed process in the sales world. And I've got Corey Cousins with us today. He's the Vice President of Sales for Destination Motivation. We're going to address that problem. But first, Corey, I want to welcome you to the Close the Deal podcast.
Excited to be here, Yul.
So let me ask you a question right out the gate. What is the biggest mistake you see salespeople making today? Maybe what I just talked about.
That's a fun question. The biggest mistake I guess I see that sales reps make is selling based on their values and morals and not tapping into the emotional connection.
Yes.
Right? A very common mistake that a lot of sales reps and sales teams make is what I call feature dumping, right? Where they're throwing out all the features and all these different bells and whistles without tapping into the emotional side of it. What's in it for me? How does this affect me? What's the benefits? What's the advantages if I were to move forward with your product or your service or whatever it is the rep is selling?
So when we gotta unpack how you help address that, because you've been at this for a while, but before we get into how you became a master at doing this, who or what are you grateful for that helped you get you where you are today? And we'll talk a little bit more about what you do in a second.
Well, first, I'd be remiss if I didn't say I'm grateful for my wife. You know, she supports me and is there for me. Allowed me to go on this crazy journey to get to where I'm at. Second, I've got some of the best mentors and people that have given me chances and invested in me throughout my years when, to be frank, didn't really deserve it. You know, I didn't have the clout or the recognition needed. Someone saw something in me and invested time and energy in me. It's why I'm passionate about training today. Wow.
So it's your way of giving back.
What I do is investing in others. 100%.
That's your
it's
way.
super important to me to give back.
Yeah, that's your way of giving back. And, you know, I appreciate that, because that's when you pour. I mean, you hear so many people talk about they get success, but the money's not what they talk about. It's how they feel impacting the lives of others. And that's what you do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, let's talk about your journey a little bit, because, I mean, you got a long journey in the home services sector. We have a mutual connection. We figured out that reached out to me many years ago to be part of the team you're with or we're with. And let's unpack that a little bit.
Yeah. So I've actually been in sales for close to 20 years, but straight out of college, I did the bartending, waiting tables, all of that. And then I got for lack of a better term, I got hoodwinked into a multi-level marketing firm, where I was learning the hustle, did some door-to-door sales, and really learned how to sell myself, learned how to, work those law of averages, and where if they had an expectation of hitting 20 doors a day, I was hitting 50, right? And I just learned how to use the hustle and the grit that I've got to be successful. Quickly realized it wasn't going to be the opportunity for me. And by quickly, I mean 3 years. It was a longer journey. When I left there, though, I wanted something solid, long-term, and I've always been real handy. So I went to a local company in our area. It's kind of wild that we live near each other. A company called Max Home. It was a great company. And the owner there, Larry, and the sales manager or sales director, Alex and Daniel, everybody, they invested time and energy into training me. And man, I just soaked it all up. I learned so much about the industry. I fell in love with the home improvement industry. I didn't realize how much opportunity and growth was there, and how much opportunity to help homeowners. Because I love sales. I didn't know I loved sales and psychology, but I didn't realize how much I would enjoy helping people by selling them products that they needed.
Yeah.
So throughout my career there, I eventually was a sales rep. I got closer of the year, my first year there. Then they promoted me to a sales manager role. My team did pretty well, so they promoted me to a training director. So I got to train and develop every sales rep that came through that company my last 4 years there.
Wow.
It was such an invaluable learning experience. And it was so to this day, I look back on those relationships and those connections, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I've learned so much from them, and I owe Larry and that team the world. And now with this company, I was a client at one point. Like the company I work for, Destination Motivation, helped Max Home grow and help their sales team produce and hit numbers and hit metrics. So I learned how to use our program and what we do on the fly in the field. And now I get to extend that reach nationwide and help hundreds of companies all across the nation and hundreds of sales reps or thousands of sales reps and sales teams with how to close more deals and how to do it the right way, how to genuinely look out for the customer's best interests and tap into that emotional connection that we know is so vital.
I love that. You know, you touched on a couple of things. The mentorship piece. I'm huge on mentorship piece because I would not be where I am without the folks that were in my career earlier on, for sure. And I still look for mentors today when I'm trying something new. I'm like, I need to find somebody who can help me pull that time forward. You know how valuable that is. And interestingly enough, we didn't talk about this the other day because you and I talked a good bit the other day. And as we're getting to know each other through the podcast, but one thing I did not mention that you brought up here is what got me really interested in the space of speaking and even this type of thing, doing a podcast, was network marketing, multi-level marketing. Yes. Which group were you with? Do you mind me asking?
What was it called? Sidcore.
Sidcore.
Sidcore was like the main conglomerate or whatever, but we were doing, at one point we did credit card processing, but it was what was the company? Quill Office Supplies. Yeah, it was ink and toner and pens and paper. I sold more, boxes of paper and inks and toners. I had no clue. It was just hustle. It was straight up hustle. Get past the decision maker. I mean, get past the gatekeeper, find the decision maker, and see if you can get a deal. It was fun.
It opens. It's a pathway for a lot of people, I think, getting into sales and marketing. For me, it was I was with a group going back to the mid '90s called IHI. And they wrote, and I was doing really well with them. I mean, they had a group out of Lafayette that was absolutely crushing. They're top people in the whole nation. We're out of Lafayette, Louisiana. And they were just destroying it. And I was on the rise. And as fast as that company went up, it came crashing down.
Isn't that great how it works, right? Right when you get good at it is usually how that works, you know?
And I'm like, but that opened the doors, opened my mind because I was able to get in front of a group of people and present. I'm like, I like this. This is fun. And that's what half of it is it's a show to a degree, and you enjoy it, and you get to educate people in the process. And open doors and open eyes. So let's speaking of opening doors and opening eyes, let's talk about the emotional piece because you alluded to that. That was the question we led with, and I see it. It's very tempting for someone to just talk about the benefits, and that just falls flat because everybody has benefits. So how do you tap into that emotional piece? What is the process? You learn that organically, probably, and then instinctively, but then you've refined it. Talk about that.
Yeah. So actually, the sales director at that company, Alex, he's a brilliant guy, and he always spoke in ways that just spoke with me. And he had a term with it. It was called FAB. It was features, advantages, and benefits. And it just resonated. So people are buying based on what's in it for them, right? Maya Angelou said it best. People forget what you say, but people may forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. We buy as humans based on emotions. It doesn't matter if it's a small purchase, a big purchase. We buy based on how we feel. And there's so much data showing that. Like Harvard, everybody knows Harvard. They have this, I forget the name of it. It's the Harvard Business Review on neuroscience. They did this massive study every year, and they did a big study that shows as high as 95% of our purchasing decisions take place unconsciously. Right? We're not actively thinking it through, being like, all right, I want this. It's all these little miniature check boxes that are happening throughout the sales pitch or the sales process that makes us feel good and makes us feel comfortable. I like this guy, or I like her. Oh, she seems like she's got it together. Oh, she seems genuine. They seem like they care about me. If without all of that, you can give them all the best logic in the world. You can give them all the best data in the world. But if they don't feel good about buying from you, they're never going to buy. And if they do, they'll cancel. So creating that feel-good purchase is where it's at. And with features, advantages, and benefits, I never realized there was really a difference until some of my mentors taught me that. So like an example would be like a feature is like a heated seat in a car, for instance. right? If you're just running through trying to sell a vehicle and hey, it's got heated seats, it's got leather, oh, it's got all these different things. The advantage of a heated seat is you have better control of your comfort, right? The benefit is you got a warm tush. You have more comfort, right? That's what they care about. They don't care about the name of the feature or any of that. They care about what's in it for me. So what we do now, I understood that, I always understood that there's not a company that goes into the house or into any sales process. Nobody says they're the second best option. Everyone says they're the best. So why do some companies or some teams make more sales than others? And it's usually how they make them feel. It's that emotional connection. Can you build trust and rapport and an emotional connection in a way that the customer feels good about buying from you? And that's what my team and my company, that's what we do. So, and we do it in a really unique, clever way that when I first heard of our program, I was a sales rep out in the field and I kind of hesitated. I was like, well, hold on. Because our company is a vacation-based company. We don't sell vacations or anything like that, but it's a vacation-based company. But we're not a vacation company. We're a sales and lead conversion company.
This is the company you're with today, but you had used them
at Max Home.
Your previous, okay, but make sure everybody's clear. Okay, good.
Yep. No. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. But now, like the company I work for now, Destination Motivation, we're the #1 sales and lead conversion in the nation, #1 incentive program out there. And what we do is we tap into that reason people buy, that emotional connection in a very unique way while adding thousands of dollars of added value. So we leverage one of the things that we value the most as families and as humans, and that's vacations and our family time. And we leverage that in a unique way to help our clients make more sales, decrease cancellations, better customer engagement, just overall a greater customer experience. So to tap into that, I'll give you kind of like a rundown of how and why we do that.
Yes, that's.
Think about it this way: the experience is at why we buy, right? If I'm at a homeowner's house, I'll do home improvement since that's my bread and butter.
Okay.
Let's say a homeowner has a roof leak, right? And all of a sudden they have to, I got to fix this, or a hailstorm came through, whatever. They need to get a new roof. It's what we call a grudge purchase. Nobody's really excited to go fix their air conditioning on the roof, right? So budgets, there's so many studies that show we care about travel and vacation so much more now than ever before. And if we're budgeting for a vacation and now all of a sudden I got to pivot and fix my roof, usually, unless they've been saving up forever and they finance the entire project, usually they're tapping, so many homeowners are tapping into a vacation budget in order to make that purchase, right? That doesn't feel good. You have to sacrifice a vacation in order to fix your home or buy a car or, buy a wedding ring or any kind of, buy a new bed, new furniture. If you have to sacrifice a vacation to do so, doesn't feel good, right?
True. Yeah, that's
so
very true.
What we do is we provide a way where they don't need to sacrifice their vacations in order to work with our clients. They can do both, right? And we have methods and methodology and systems and training to where it's super easy to implement and to where our customers see immediate results, which is great. Yeah. As you know, from us talking, what motivates me is investing in others. I didn't know how much I enjoyed that until I was promoted to a training director. I got to invest in so many other people's lives. And what we do now, we're doing that at a scale I never imagined I'd be able to do. Literally thousands of sales reps and thousands of homeowners that they're helping simply by me investing a little time, teaching them how to present it the right way and how to make it make sense to a homeowner or to a client. So long-winded answer, but I hope that makes sense.
It does. So your product, your service, all those two things. Maybe the two things I see is one, it helps you get the deal, right?
Okay.
But leading up to getting the deal, it helps you prevent somebody, or they're not going to ghost you through the process. It helps prevent people from ghosting you.
100%.
Okay.
In two ways, actually. So ghosting up front. So lead conversion for sure.
Okay.
So like right now we've got a large mattress company that are using our promotions and sales in their Black Friday promotions right now, right? They're saying, hey, you don't need to sacrifice vacations. You can get a vacation and your mattress, right? Wow. Or get a vacation and whereas home improvement companies use us up front and on the back end. So they'll say when they're setting appointments with homeowners or canvassing or someone calls in on a commercial, there's a large percentage of appointments that fall off before someone shows up at the house.
Yeah.
Right. So they call up, they schedule an appointment for 3 days out. and let's say something happens or whatever, they end up canceling that appointment. Using our promotion, hey, don't forget to ask them how you can get a complimentary vacation voucher with your purchase, or you can save like 50 to 80% on a vacation simply by getting a price from us and letting us work with you on your project. That one little ad amplifies the set and conversion rates on leads significantly.
Oh, I bet.
The extra addition in the sales process. So sales rep shows up to the house, helps them with their home improvement projects. So that's the most vital and important fact. The addition of being able to also, because I chose this one amazing company, also get to take my family on a vacation and save 50 to 80%, that locks in deals and creates stickiness in such a unique, fun way that our clients are seeing significantly higher testimonies and reviews. Their overall Google reviews are going through the roof. And it helps we have over 3,600 reviews maintaining a perfect 5-star rating.
That's incredible.
For a reason. Yeah. And we help our clients get that same feedback from their customers as well.
I see another thing happening on the backside.
Oh yeah.
People I spent $14,000 putting a new AC unit in my house about 2 years ago in August. Hot as hell. But nobody gave me a vacation.
Imagine that.
Now I brag on that. Now think about this though. I brag on that group that did that because Valley AC here in New Orleans, they did a phenomenal job for my house. And the owner was here in the attic with his crew doing his job. He did a great job.
That's awesome.
And I was very grateful because he really went above and beyond to make sure he could get it done in 2 days. Because I got a picture of my wife literally standing in the refrigerator door with the door open, just leaning up into the refrigerator because she was so hot. Yeah, so she was anxious to get a cool house. But, and I brag on them because they did such a great job. Imagine how much more I would have bragged on them if I was able to take a vacation because of that job. So you got this other piece where it becomes viral or by word of mouth. You got to tell people brag about the service, but they're also going to brag about, hey, I got a vacation. That's 100%. Pretty cool.
There's so many studies that show the emotional connection there is everything. It's not just like the more connection you're making, the more that's where referrals, that's where repeat business comes from. And there's so many studies that show if you attach an experience to the sale in some way, shape, or form, that it amplifies that emotional connection like significantly higher than just about any other method.
Yeah.
So you can do this without our tool for sure. Some products are harder than others. Like, I'll give you an example. If I was selling an HVAC system, I wouldn't just explain the bells and whistles of the machine. Can you imagine how great it's going to be when your house is cool, you're not having to worry about this, your wife is not having to stand in the door giving you that guilt anymore, and for 20 to 30 years, you're not having to worry about this ever breaking down again because we're going to have a service contract with you and able to help you out. I want you to imagine how you're going to feel after the purchase, right? Some products are harder than others to do that.
Yeah.
Like how are you going to sell the experience with a roof?
Yeah.
Can you imagine when it's raining and you can't even tell? Like, you know?
Yeah, you can feel when you're hot.
Yeah, right? But attaching that experience to the sale is one of the ways we do that. We tap into the vacation side. Everyone
and that's a fun side.
Yes.
That's a fun side, yeah. And they can envision you planting seeds. Oh, where would you like to go?
100%.
So
instead of them laying there at night, even stuff we want to do, we would always rather spend our money somewhere else. Like there's a Harris poll survey that says as high as 60% of homeowners would rather spend their extra funds on something fun like a vacation than the home improvement project. So it's more than half the time they'd rather spend it somewhere else, but they know they need to. They understand how to invest in their home, but they'd rather spend it somewhere else.
So I'm looking for a roofing company in another year or two in New Orleans. I'm hoping they're listening to this because at some point I'm going to have to get a new roof.
Just a bunch of clients in the area.
And the company that has this would probably be the one that will win the deal.
That's usually what happens. And actually, I can give examples. I had a client who, two different clients in the same market, and one customer had a sale that called in to cancel their project, right? So they bought, and within 3 days, the 3-day right of rescission, they called the company and said, hey, we actually decided to go with another company. We've already canceled our check. We're not going to go through anymore. The owner of the company called them back and said, hey, we're doing a quality control check. Let me ask, why? Like what happened? What changed? We feel like this was a good thing. We want to help you out. We want to work with you. They said, actually, we liked you more. We thought you were a better company and your price was actually lower. We thought your products were better, but this other company gave us this really cool vacation promotion. Turns out that both of them had the option to do it, but that sales rep decided, they might not like the vacation that much. I'm not even going to bring it up or use it.
Oh, no.
So the owner's like, well, hold on, we do that too. Like, you said you like us better. If I could also give you that same destination motivation voucher, would you guys prefer to work with us?
Yeah.
They said, we preferred to work with you from the get-go. That customer chose a company who they liked less and who had a higher price. They didn't think the products were better simply because of that doesn't happen every time. Don't get me wrong. We're not delusional thinking that that's always this, but there's so many examples like that across the board where our program was the differentiator.
Yeah.
The reason it wasn't just us, it was that company was better. The products were better. They made them feel better overall.
It's a
But
whole
the
package.
voucher tapped into an emotional connection that sales rep decided they were going to skip. So there is power in it. You're not wrong with that. If the company, it gives them a massive advantage for sure.
He gave him the milkshake without the cherry on top.
That's it. That was it.
All right. So how does top level? How does the program, like, let's say I'm the customer and I got that. What are my options? How does that work?
Man. Well, this gets even cooler for you. Okay. So we actually do everything. So we have what we call a 5-star concierge team. So let's say you're a homeowner and you met with one of my clients. Let's say you bought a new roof. Once your roof is complete, right, and the job's finished, we send out a voucher to the client. They call us. They have 2 years to book a vacation and there's no blackout dates. And they have 2 options. They can choose either land-based, like condo and resorts, or water-based, like cruises. So for the cruise option, it's your top 4 cruise lines. It's Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line, Carnival, and Celebrity. Every room on the ship is an available option to book. And it's going to be 50 to 80% less than if they tried to book it on their own.
Wow.
For the condo and resort, there are 4,500 different resorts in 106 different countries to choose from. Almost just about any bucket list trip a client or homeowner is trying to take, we can get them there and we're going to save them 50 to 80%. We do all the booking. Our 5-star concierge helps them pick their dream location, helps them get where they want to go, when they want to go, and helps make sure that they're saving 50 to 80%.
That's amazing.
We get these incredible testimonies. We have so many customers' testimonies and case studies and post-travel testimonials that makes me want to go. Every time I read them, I'm like, holy cow, I need to get out of this house and go vacation more. I get into this.
That is amazing. All right. Well, that's, I think we're going to leave it right there because I want people to find out any further details directly from the horse's mouth, being you. Let me ask you a couple more questions. You're in New Orleans area, which, I'm curious to see what you say here. I love asking this question. And I'm old school because, and I promoted seafood for years. So I love working with restaurants, being in restaurants. If you had a client coming to town to visit with you guys, maybe it's a big client, and you got to roll out the red carpet for them. Where are you taking that business to lead up to the close of the deal?
Now you're challenging me, huh?
Yeah, in New Orleans. Yeah.
So in New Orleans, so I'm a little biased. Big fan of Chargrilled oysters. So, and growing up, Drago's was always my mom's favorite. I've been, honestly, an embarrassing amount of times I've been. I love their.
Drago's is great.
Yeah, they're great. And I'd have to look it up and see. I'd have to look up a few. There's a few key ones.
You can stop right there. And I'm going to describe that in case somebody doesn't know what that is, because I worked a lot with those guys throughout my career. And you know what this is, what I'm getting ready to describe. If anybody who's not had charbroiled oysters, basically it's an oyster on a hash shell. They sit it on a grill. They drown it in butter. They sprinkle it. Romano and the butter's got black and white pepper in it. And right before they take it off the grill, they sprinkle it with Romano and Parmesan cheese. And then they put the oysters on the plate, and then they're floating around in the butter, but they're going to give you some French bread there to soak it up for the extra love on the backside of that.
Oh, yeah. And they do it all over a roasted fire, a live flame where my sons love to stand there and watch it and get all sweaty, but it flames to the roof where they're char grilling
literally
up.
To the roof. 3 or 4, 5 foot flames. It's crazy.
That butter catches, yeah.
It's a visual. All right. So last question. Going back in time to when you were getting started in your world of sales, what would, if you could tell yourself one thing, one piece of advice, what would that have been to accelerate that process?
That looking out for the customer and the buyer's best interest
Mm-hmm.
is always in your best interest. Don't sell based on what you need and what you want. Help. Look
Yeah.
for a way to find a problem that you can solve.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause people can sense your intentions. People, I joke around, I call it commission breath.
Mm-hmm.
People can sense if you got commission breath and your intentions are to make a sale.
Yeah.
If you're ever in it to make a sale, you're in it for the wrong reasons. If you're in it to help them and help them make a great decision and help make sure that their purchase project, whatever, is successful and matches the value and it matches what they're trying to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
you will sleep well at night, you'll close more deals, and you'll get better with every appointment versus struggling, wondering why. I feel like I did this right. I said the right things. I did everything everyone else is doing. Why is it not working?
Mm.
People can sense your intention. We can tell whether you're in it for you or you're in it for them.
Yeah.
So look out for the customer's best interest and you'll actually win. It's in your best interest.
I
That'd be
love
my
it.
advice to old school me.
I love it. How do people find you? Where do we find you?
So our website is destinationmotivation.com.
Mhm.
Okay. But for clients that are looking to reach out to me, my email is Corey@increaseoursales.com. Okay. We have a customer facing and a client facing site.
Mhm.
So if you're a home improvement company or really any company selling a product that's like 2,500 or higher, our product is an incredible tool to add in
Mhm.
that increases close, decreases cancellations. That website is increaseoursales.com. You can go on there, fill out a form or email me directly and I'll reach out to you and we'll set up time to talk.
Man, Corey, I appreciate you being on the show. This has been, you help a lot of people. I'm glad you clarified that at the very end too, because that is a good point to know that the sale, any product or service, any company with a product or service, $2,500 above makes perfect sense for you guys.
It makes sense. We work wonderfully in that type of sales cycle. Anything under that, we have done and we do well.
Mhm.
But that's like our sweet spot where we know the value makes total sense or it to be an added cost.
Awesome. Well, sir, I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me. It was great.
Thank you, Corey. And that is a wrap with Corey. And I had to go find the photo. I took a photo of my wife standing. I turned the blur off so you could see me. See this. I'm showing you this. This is the picture of my wife standing in the refrigerator, trying to stay cool in August. It was easy for me to find the photo. All I had to do is type in August, and the last 2 Augusts or 3 Augusts showed up, and thousands of photos. It was easy to find. So she's sitting there, standing in the refrigerator, ready for me to get a new AC unit. Imagine how happy my wife, she was happy about the new AC, but imagine how happy she would have been if I could have taken her on a vacation because we got a new AC unit, $14,000 AC unit, nonetheless. I think about that often because that's the price I paid for my first Honda Accord way back when I was young. All right, folks. One more thing before we go, and I appreciate those who have stuck with us are the closers. Now, I've got my new book here called Your First Franchise Roadmap. If you're considering a franchise, imagine if you're considering a home services franchise. You may want to partner up with this service right here we're talking about today. Your First Franchise Roadmap will give you the clarity and the guidance you need. I'll walk you through the steps of finding the right franchise for you. You can find a copy at yourfirstfranchise.com. Yourfirstfranchise.com. And last thing, I appreciate you being here. You know the drill. And I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Make a comment below if you think this service would help you, the one that Corey's offering. If that service would help you convert sales, let us know below in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and be intentional and make today a great day. Bye-bye.